Good evening everyone and welcome back to a little warning and a little update here from South Tenerife. If you're new to the channel, I am Andrew. I do live here in Los Cristianos full time, and if you are returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm sure some of you have already seen my warning update for this winter for the Canaries. I've done a few video updates, a few video warnings as well. Some of you will be a bit sick to death of them. However, we have had a bit of a new spite of a different kind of crime, not very nice at all, especially here in Los Cristianos and Tenerife, that I want to run through because it's not really being spoken about enough. As usual, everyone puts their Tenerife is perfect rose tinted glasses on and defend. Some of them even sort of defend the behaviour in some ways. It's not spoken about enough, so I'm going to run through what is going on. This new type I did go on a little bit last year, but this seems to be a little bit more so this year, so I do want to warn you about that. If you're coming over to Tenerife this winter or any of the Canaries, do bear this in mind. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, so many of you will know that the winter time we do get a lot more tourists over here. We do get a lot more of the older generation over here as well. This is peak season for the Canaries, running from October right through to March. Particularly coming up over the Christmas time, we're going to see a huge increase of passengers. The islands themselves are extremely busy, a lot busier than they previously were. Every single year we build and build and we're getting busier and busier. With those high numbers does bring, unfortunately, some people over here who are not going to be on the beaches and not on holiday really. They're here to target tourists. Now, I've seen a few posts in my Knightstrider group on Facebook, but also other groups as well, particularly to do with Los Cristianos, this one. I'm not going to read the person's names because that's obviously not fair. However, Paradise Park Hotel, the last 2 nights, have seen people mugged outside the hotel. Staying in Tenerife, Paradise Park, Los Cristianos, this is the second night that a person has been robbed of their jewellery outside the hotel around 11 p.m. One person was in her 70s. She was asked if she was English and then punched in the face. Then jewellery robbed, breaking a front tooth. And then last night, the same thing, a woman was screaming that she'd had her necklace stolen. That's 2 nights in a row, at the same time, outside the same hotel. Baffling how you can just do it night after night. We've also seen a similar thing happening by Tenerife and Christian Square apartments as well. So this is happening all over the islands. It's not just Tenerife, it's not just Los Cristianos, but particularly at the moment, Los Cristianos does seem to be the area. I think that is with the older generation do normally stay in Los Cristianos. It's normally a little bit older people who are around here at the moment. That's not a bad thing, but they certainly seem to be targeting the older generation. Some of the comments in here are very interesting as well. A lot of people, it's putting a lot of people off coming over to Tenerife. Too much of this going on. The police need to stamp down on the individuals. These cannot all be local folk. If it's not stopped soon, tourists might go elsewhere for a break. That got a lot of likes on that comment as well. So it is a shame. This is what the problem is. A lot of you are going to say, well, this happens everywhere. I've just been to London. It can happen there. It happens a lot, obviously, with jewellery and watches and things. It can happen all over. However, the thing that disappoints me, again, year after year after year, we get no extra police, no extra targets, no extra undercover police stings, no posters, no leaflets, no warnings. Nothing changes year on year on year. And as we get busier and busier and busier, numbers go up, and obviously these crimes start to go up as well. We're seeing people pickpocketed all the time still. I've had a couple of cars broken into this week, popping the locks again. They're breaking into the cars just to steal people's items out that are left inside. Yes, it's common sense. However, I did still want to come on and just warn you all about it. My advice would definitely to be, this is what a lot of people are saying in the comments, I don't take my good jewellery on holiday with me. I don't wear jewellery on holiday. I've stopped wearing my nice watches on holiday. So I think that would be my advice now, is if you are coming over, certainly look after yourselves, look out for one another. Maybe if you are staying in a quiet area and it is cracking on a bit late in the evening, jump in a taxi home. If you do want to wear your fancy jewellery, you are taking a bit of a risk. Again, maybe jump in a taxi back home or a taxi to your destination. Certainly be very wary heading back to your hotels late at night. I think they do target the older people, people who are drunk as well, who can't really, before they even know what's gone on, they've been robbed. So I would just be very careful. Leave all your good stuff at home, your fancy watches, stuff like that. I would honestly just leave them at home. It is sad that you can't wear them on holiday. That's what you buy them for, out having a nice meal, all dressed nice and everything, but I certainly wouldn't take the risk. You really have got to look after yourselves, because the general feeling in here is that once again the authorities aren't really stepping up. I don't see any presence. I've been here 9 years now, 9 winters. It happens every single winter. I've done the same warning updates, warning videos for the last 3 years on the channel. Nothing changes, so please do be very careful. I wouldn't let it put you off coming to Tenerife. We are still the UK's #1 holiday destination. The numbers are relative, so we have got a lot of people coming over. Someone was saying, you know, it's not like it is 10 years ago anymore. I'm not coming, the crime's bad. You've got a lot more people coming here now than we did 10 years ago, and it's a numbers game. For every 1 in 10 people that would be robbed, you've now got, you know, increased numbers. The more people that come over, the more unfortunate people come over just to steal and rob from you. So it is a numbers game. I wouldn't let it put you off, but I did just want to warn you, especially if you are in that older bracket, over 50, you might be staying in a hotel, you know, and you might be heading back late. You don't know whether to get a taxi, you don't know whether to wear your jewellery, stuff like that. It's just a bit of a warning. Again, I'm going to keep putting them out there just to give you a heads up, to look after yourselves. Don't take your wallet with you, just take cash or a card. Don't take your fancier stuff. Be careful with your phones, etc. And if you are a little bit concerned, or it is quite late, it's dark, etc., just jump in a taxi. It's not worth the risk. But I think there's got to be some form of action taken. I would like to know in the comments from all of you watching, what would you like to see be done? Would you rather be warned about this stuff? Would you rather get a little bit of a little flyer when you land at the airport just warning you about little things that go on here? Or do you think we should just stick with the whole sweep it under the rug? Nothing happens over in Tenerife. Everything's absolutely perfect. And this happens on all the islands as well. You'll see it in Facebook groups in Gran Canaria, Lanzarote, all over. People do get robbed. There is, unfortunately, people fly over from various destinations. It's not just Brits and Spanish, etc. There's a whole different load of nationalities doing this stuff. So you can't pinpoint one nationality. I've seen them all, locals, all kinds. They do fly over here specifically just to do this stuff. They'll rent a car and drive around the island all day, stopping at all the tourist hotspots, robbing cars. They'll do this stuff at night time, go and mug people, pickpocket people. So just be very, very aware. The other big thing at the moment are these bracelet scams. I've talked about them on my live streams before. I was approached on my live stream when I spoke about it as well. These people coming over in the busy areas like the Golden Mile and Las Americas here in Tenerife. They're coming over, they give you a strange compliment like, I like your shoes, where are you from? And the minute you engage with them, they're on you then, and they start shoving this bracelet on your wrist. Then once you've got the bracelet, they try and be all friendly and ask for money. If you say you don't want it, they start getting a bit moody and demanding the money from you. If you start walking away, they'll start following you down the road. This has sort of come about. I don't remember this being around so much the last few years, apart from this year, this thing with the bracelets. But again, if they come over to you, or someone comes over and gives you a weird compliment and asks where you're from, I think the guy, they normally come over with something weird like, are you from India? Or where are your shoes from? I love your shoes, or I love your jacket. It's normally something a bit random like that. And they try and engage, and you don't know who they are and what they're up to. Just walk away. If they do start following you, just walk into a shop. They'll soon stop following you. But they normally try and shove this bracelet on. They'll ask for €5 and say that the child is sick and things like that. It has come about a lot more this year for me, that bracelet stuff, especially in Las Americas. That's another thing to watch out for. But yeah, just in general, look after yourselves. I'd like to know in the comments what you would do to try and combat some of this. This mugging stuff is quite scary for me. It is very, very unfortunate. The people that this is happening to will probably never come back to the island again. So it's all good getting this huge budget with millions to spend on tourism, but if you don't look after the ones that you've already got coming, then yeah, it's a bit of a sticking point for me. But do let me know down in the comments. Now, another little bits of news as well, just to mention, you've probably already seen it on the news. It was all over the UK news in particular. Tenerife airport workers arrested after £1.7 million worth of items stolen from luggage. This is really not good. Among the allegedly stolen items was more than £11,000 in cash, numerous mobile phones. Police believe the items were then sold online and in local shops. Now, on my Facebook group, someone did post that they'd had items stolen a while ago from their case. And I said, oh no, it wouldn't be Tenerife, it would more likely be the UK end. and plainly it probably was more likely the Tenerife. You would not expect this stuff to be going on. Police seized allegedly stolen items worth €2 million from the employees at Reina Sofia Airport, Tenerife South Airport here in the Canaries. The items included €13,000 worth of cash. I don't know who puts cash in their checked luggage, but plainly people were. 29 luxury watches. Again, why would you put that in your checked bag? 128 items of jewellery, 22 mobile phones and other electronic devices. Belongings were stolen as the baggage was being placed onto the aircraft, police have said. A video posted by police showed a ring that had been hidden inside a pair of headphones. So very, very interesting. I would question, personally, I would not put any of those items in my checked luggage just for the fear of it being lost. Never mind items stolen. So again, my advice would never to put any of that stuff in checked baggage. Always keep it with you in hand luggage. I'd never put cash or a phone or a luxury watch or any watch in a checked bag. I'd always just fill it with you. Keep all the valuables in your hand luggage with you, I always say. But yeah, very interesting. I'll be interested to see what comes under that. So 20 airport employees are also now under investigation as well. Around 11 million passengers a year travel through the airport, most of them European tourists keen to soak up the sun. So there we go. So a little bit of a warning for you. I'd like to know in the comments what you would do. Would you like to see these leaflets, or just something would be good? Definitely look after yourselves, look out for people. If you're walking behind another couple heading towards your hotel, go up and sort of join them, get a bit of a, friendliness about you, and just look out for people, and just keep your wits about you as well. Walk with purpose, keep an eye out for people that might be just sort of lingering around. And if anyone tries to engage with you that you don't know or you feel uncomfortable with, walk away, head for the reception or head for the nearest shop, anything like that. Don't leave yourself vulnerable. Still come over and enjoy Tenerife. The weather at the moment, very warm, a little bit of a Kalima in today, which made it a bit hazy, but it is very warm. It's been 25 degrees the last few days, absolutely stunning. Everyone's down on the beaches having a great time. Bars and restaurants are busy, so definitely get yourself over. Don't let it put you off, but I did just want to jump on and give you a warning. Thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, do give a thumbs up and make sure you do subscribe as well. It's completely free. Do come on with various little bits of information. We do live streams, restaurant reviews, all kinds here, particularly in Tenerife. Thank you very much, and enjoy your trip to Tenerife, but look after yourselves. Stride on.